Oh, okay, there they are. Heyo. Obviously trying to handle some like last minute stuff. Like very last minute, so I apologize that I'm sitting on starting soon for more than I've ever. more than I've ever. To be honest. A couple of things I'm gonna have to like look into and like watch with some of this for sure. But I think I've got most of the stuff at least handled for now, so I can get it up and running and moving. There's definitely some stuff with the new model that I have to kind of accommodate for right now, because I think it needs some stuff done to it or whatever. But I thought some of it was stuff I thought I had done and checked, and then you turn on all of your stream stuff and then the world tells you no, it's not. So I'm gonna can I do this? Oh, I'm gonna hate myself for this. For sure I'm gonna hate myself for this one. I'm gonna oh yeah, that works. Yeah, that works. I don't want to turn it off or remove that. That's not what I want to do. There we go. Oh no, I'm not even. What is it doing? What are you doing? What's it doing? Oh, yeah. That's right. I have this. If I just like refresh my stuff, I think. And then re-switch it, right? Okay, there we go. All right. now it's all empty. Everything I've ever done. It's a little weird. So, gosh, where's like the edge? Hello? Am I that far over? Oh, I am. So, there we go. Just that's it. So, yes, this okay. I'm gonna right there. There we go. All right. So, stupid. Wait, did I hear myself? There's no way. My browser's closed. I had to close my browser so I could retain some FPS on my model. It needs a little bit of quality of life done to it, or either that or me going in and finagling to get my own quality of life out of it. This is a customizable model that Rissa ended up gifting to me because I had been talking in the past about maybe revamping my look a little bit or changing some things, and I messed with what it has by default. There's a few things I could probably go in and change and edit or like update a little bit, and I probably will. Just to kind of get it a little more what I want it to be. But I think it's at a good spot. You know, I think it's somewhere good. but I would definitely change a few things here and there on it, just to keep it like fully personalized at how like I want it to be. But I think the direction of the look is good. I think it's different. I think it might help me stand out a little bit in the general space. So, you know, I think that's good. I know, I know, I've just got the hair peeking out right now, but I'm trying to let it sit. I'm letting it marinate just a little bit. I mean, you know, so like, I don't know what it is. I'm gonna have to like look at my PC and see what else is going on with this, but like, I can't keep all of my browsers open whenever I play certain games and stream and have YouTube Studio and so on and so forth. So like, there's something going on for sure that I'm gonna have to like look at and see what's going on, but I'll get that figured out separate. But basically, I needed to do that because this model in general needs a little bit of tender love and care on that to keep it smooth. So I've got those closed. So I've got, man, I feel like a one stream screen. Weep-woo. I feel like a one screen streamer again, and it's weird. I have everything in one. How about like every so often I'll move the thing up or like to the side or something, just like give like a little inching up until I like actually fully pull myself up to the top. So as far as what we are, oh, I haven't been updating my tags for the previous streams. Now I understand what that's like. We might be starting our, we'll see how it goes. You know, I want to see how this goes first and foremost. But we might start our next Nuzlocke today, which would be our Gen 5. It would be our last one before we move on to the Switch-based Pokemons. Pokemans. So that's kind of exciting. It's also kind of nerve-wracking because once you hit Sword and Shield, the way you do encounters is different. And I know the last time I tried to do Scarlet and Violet, it was how do I put it? Last time I tried to do Scarlet and Violet as a Nuzlocke, it was a time. I thought it would be fine. I was like, oh, I will just have it randomize. There's a tool that randomizes the spawn, whatever else, whatever it is, you get that. And unfortunately, I found a lot of trouble with that. The randomizer likes to pick, it seems to like that likes to pick Pokemon that are either really rare or really out of the way. So it was less of like, oh, well, it's in the zone, just go get it. It would be like, oh, go find this semi-rare random spawn that like spawns over in this one side area, and you have to force it to spawn. And some Pokemon spawn really easily. Another Pokemon, I found that I would be sitting there trying to spend half an hour or an hour or more trying to catch the dang things, not because they couldn't catch them, because I couldn't even find them. And whenever the randomizer tells you that's your Pokemon, you have to like go get it, right? Now I hadn't done it on Sword and Shield. Maybe that one's a little bit better because it's a tad more linear in how it's set up. And maybe it's a matter of just needing a better tool over time. One of those types of things. But at the same time, it needs to be simpler than that. I like it already takes enough hours in the day, in the stream, of across weeks for me to do one of these runs. Let alone if I just had to waste extra hours like per Pokemon trying to catch them. The other like weird portion of that is that they're like, oh, you could do it by the first one that you see. Well, I mean, the zones are set up so that you only see specific Pokemon in like the entrance, and it could be an entire wide zone. It just has all sorts of Pokemon throughout it, but you're literally just like never gonna play the Nuzlocke with a Pokemon that's past the first like 20 feet of the zone or something like that. Like that just doesn't seem right, you know. Maybe like every like 5 minutes. I'm trying to hold. I think Rissa's gonna show up today. I'm pretty sure Rissa is gonna be available. Of course, it's very early for Rissa, so I don't expect Rissa to be here right now. But when Rissa does show up, I don't want to like have already been up and going, if I can help it. Because this is 100% a product of Rissa giving me a thing that I did not ask Rissa to give me. So she was very nice and very kind to get this for me. So I made sure, like, I mean, she's seen it. I've shown it to her. So it's not like, I guess there is that. I'll keep going every like 5 minutes until you can like see my face, and then at that point we're just gonna go for it, you know. We're just gonna bam. We're just gonna go. Try to drag the wrong thing. Am I? Yeah, there we go. We got a little bit more. Okay. But yeah, so like I'm still just not sure, because like I'm not doing the run right now, so I don't want to spend a bunch of time right now planning the game that I'm not going to play yet. I think whenever it comes time, I'm just going to have to probably re-look at how people are, like, how they're going about their runs for that. I'm going to have to open my window here soon. It gets so warm. It's such a cozy, tiny little office, but man, that just makes it heat up so fast once I've shut the door. But yeah, like, I don't want to spend a bunch of time planning that out, and I'm not even doing the run yet, and then be just kind of forgetting the like stipulations or what I found, and then I have to almost like research it again. So I don't know. Like it's I haven't really like it sucks because I know that that's a problem that will happen, and I'm like, I'm gonna have to think up a resolution for this, but I don't want to do it yet. But at the same time, it just bothers me because I know it's there, and I know I'm gonna have to figure out a solution for it. But I'll get to it at some point. I think the thing that probably does actually bother me the most about it is it's just like I don't know what the fix is. It's not like I've got like a good idea of like, oh yeah, this will more than likely work, and then we'll just do it that way, and then maybe there's like a small caveat here and there. It's definitely one of those, just like how do you fix, like how do you get it in a good way that it's fair for the Nuzlocke, but not just ultimately damning of my own time? Or is there just not like a fair option per se? or one that doesn't damn my time to do things. So like maybe, I don't know. And that's the other thing, is that like whenever I do, oh gosh, yeah, whenever I play it on stream and it's just in whatever boodly doop encounter shows up on screen, then like it's good. I feel like if I use a randomizer, I'm gonna have to put something up that shows what the randomizer's doing, so that I can like prove that it's actually giving me the Pokemon that I say it is. I'm not just like, oh wow, it's giving me like 7 legendaries. You know, I don't want to like be like that. You know, I'm sure people believe me and I do what I have to do, blah blah blah. But at the same time, I just, you know, for like the legitimacy of it, I don't want there to be questions on what I've done. And like I'm always honest about what I have done for stuff, because like in the past I've had spots where like I'm like, oh, I'm just gonna give myself a bunch of berries for like friendship training, because otherwise I'm just gonna run around on screen for 8 generations worth of time, and that it just doesn't provide anything for me or you guys or I don't know, Game Freak. I guess, I don't know. So I've done that. I've like bypassed like playing in the game corner and getting a bunch of freaking gambling tokens, because again, that's just hours of time spent gambling with slot machines or weird mini games that don't pay out anything. That if I wanted one of those things and I felt like I needed it, and most of those things are really good and needed as far as I'm concerned, to like really make it a feasible run, I'm gonna do it. And whenever it's something where it's like my Pokemon's lives aren't on the line, there's no battle, it's just time, I will eventually reach it 100%. What is the point for me to like sit there in the Gamba machine and just wait? Just absolutely wait for forever for it to just finally have me be like, all right, I can buy Thunderbolt now. I could buy my 3rd copy of Thunderbolt and Ice Beam or whatever, you know, whatever else is in there. I've always been honest about that. I've had a few resets that I've had to do, from forgetting to level to I think there's been like one. I know there's at least once, for sure at least once, where I reset because the game responded in a way that I did not think was correct. Now, who am I to say what's correct or incorrect on a game? But that was on the last run that we did. I had that fight where Snorlax paralyzed my my Infernape, I think it was, and then suddenly it was faster than Infernape, and Snorlax ain't fast. Even a half speed Infernape, and like I checked it too, like I put it in the calc. It's like, okay, so they have half speed, like what does this do? And I'm like still just like well above their speed, and they outsped me. It wasn't like I was flinched, I didn't paralyze, they just outsped me in the move, which is just not, it's not correct. If it was like, oh well, it's like really close, so maybe like this has like wrong IVs on it or something, maybe there's like a little bit of room for it, it's got the wrong held item, something weird, you know, I would have had to have accepted like a really terrible fate, and that I just didn't plan properly. But it was definitely one of those like, no, that's just not how this works. Incorrect. So I've had that for a restart. I think there was one other time something similar happened in like an old run where something was faster than me, but I didn't think that it was supposed to be. Now that was still early on though, before like I even like touched a calc system or knew how to like run one properly, or like I couldn't confirm held items, IVs and EVs, like none of that. None of that was accessible to me. So like I didn't really have the means to prove this is wrong. So that was one that I definitely just ate it. I didn't restart, I didn't go blah blah blah. I just kind of ate it. I think it was Gen 6? Is it X and Y? I feel like it was. I feel like it was the fire person in the Elite Four. I think their Chandelure was marked to have like a lower speed than my Pokemon did for base. And probably what it was is that they had IVs and EVs that were better than me just putting them at like recognizing them as base, because that's what I was doing a lot of it. I was just like, okay, it's this Pokemon, their base speed or whatever is this, and I've got this as my base speed. Well, their IVs are better, that automatically makes them better. If they've got EVs trained at all, then that makes it better. And a lot of my Pokemon ranged from it's not bad IVs on this stat or that stat to like that's pretty abysmal. So it's very possible that like I just had like a really bad IV on the Pokemon that I was depending on to do that fight. And I don't really get many EVs. I get a little bit here and there because they like, you know, I do have to fight some Pokemon. But I don't like farm it out, so it's not like my EVs are like very high on like most of my Pokemon, because usually they get swapped out a lot to try and accommodate whatever specific gym or who I'm gonna have to fight. So it's not like I have 6 Mons, those are the same 6 Mons that I use throughout the entire game or anything like that. So my EVs are not great. So there's a pretty good chance that they outsped me, and I just didn't know the how and why. With it being my first one that I completed, I did it. Yeah, I had to do a couple of runs. Definitely wasn't the first run. I think I may have gotten kind of close on the first run, but it was not simple. Oh gosh, speaking of dying on the first run, I can't believe Sun and Moon. The start of those freaking games is relentless. Like, absolutely relentless. Oh, you know, let's give it a little. We're gonna give it a little more. I got eyebrows. How about that? Oh, kind of. I can kind of get the eyes to pop up a little bit. But yes, like Sun and Moon, the start of that game is just absolutely wild. Like I don't understand. For like a casual playthrough, like it's a little bit better because you can fight extra stuff, you can over level a little bit for the first couple of fights. You probably would be catching a lot more, you'd be fighting a lot more on a casual playthrough. But trying to keep yourself in level check on that game was probably the like hardest of any of the other games. There's definitely some other games where like and like, oh shoot, the level system is like progressively like 1 level higher for the next gym, 2 levels higher for the next gym, same level for the next gym, and then it would put you in somewhere it's like, okay, now this fight is 3 levels below you, and I'm like, how am I supposed to accommodate that? Huh? I tried my best, at least for those. if I could accommodate it, then like that's what I did. I did the accommodation. I kept up with level for it, and I don't think there's definitely some, right? There's definitely like a few that I couldn't actually accommodate the level for, just because the Pokemon that I needed to use for them was already used recently in a gym that required me to be like 3, 4, 5 levels ahead of them. That was definitely an issue with Heart Gold. I think Heart Gold was really, really, really bad about that. Yeah, I think Heart Gold was really bad about that. Gen 1 was a little bad about that. Most of the other ones aren't too terrible on the level gap. There's a couple of points where like you get to like, it's like, oh, you don't have any requirements and you have to be level 13, then 17, and then it's like, all right, now 19, 20, 21, and I'm like, oh, okay, hold. I'm gonna have to fight a few things. Okay, you can't just keep me from fighting anything between a gym. That's just, you don't allow that to happen. Like for sure you were not allowing that to happen. But you know, it is what it is whenever it comes down to it. I wish it wasn't so bad with that on the other ones, but you know, it's only gotten better, so I can't complain too much. I think 5's also the last generation that's, what is it? Bad Sturdy goes away after this gen. We'll be back up to like a much more current battle state of things. I'm also still trying to keep an eye out for Pokemon, is it Champions? I think it's Champions. I think it's Champions. So that's the like game that they're gonna be putting out for competitive Pokemon. And like the whole idea with Nuzlocking was to just kind of acclimate myself to Pokemon that I'm not used to ever seeing, utilizing Pokemon in ways that like I, you know, as a casual player hadn't really thought of before, get better with like typing matchups and strategies and the names of moves that I don't know what the heck they did. I just had to read every single one of them, which you just can't do in a competitive fight. That was also that I could look at getting into VGC battles, doing like competitive Pokemon double battles, and if it comes through, and I'm teasing, okay. I wanted it to you know, like I give it a little time, and Rissa was gonna show up at some point. I don't want to completely like go out. If I could hold off for a little bit. I figure every like 5 to 10 minutes I slide it up just a little bit more, or maybe I'll switch it and it'll be on the side or something. So I'm just slowly doing it. Other VTubers like to do their debut. They tease for a little bit and they show feet for 8 years, and then things finally move on. Then they're like, oh hey, no, not Kashi. Stare at my head for a little while. Maybe I'll give feet in a little bit. I don't know. That'll be hard to do. But yeah, like I want to get into VGC battles, and I think that would be like a really cool thing to stream, because then it's less about like me planning very long sessions to like do Nuzlocke battles with the gym leaders and Elite Four and all this other stuff, and like what game am I gonna play next? But at the same time, I've kind of grown to like the Nuzlocks, so I might have to like mix and match a little bit. So rather than me just like suddenly going into like hardcore VGC land and only ever doing double battles in Pokemon ever again, you know, new games come out, make sure we get casual playthroughs run through. I'm gonna have to keep my Nuzlocke repertoire up to date as new generations come out. I've had multiple people tell me that I have to, doesn't matter what I want, gotta play ROM hacks and do Nuzlocks of those. So that's a whole thing. You know, and I don't want to turn into just VGC. I don't know. I'm not the kid who like had all the Pokemon games and have been practicing VGC battles since I was the age of like 8, and like I've got years of practice and whatever else. Like I'll pick up pretty quick, I think, but I haven't been in the scene long enough to really just sit down and be like, oh, I'm just going to be like really good at this. I'm going to have these Pokemon. I'm going to do these things. I know how to plan for this stuff. I know what's like really highly used in the scene. I know what to look out for. I know previous strategy. Like I don't have all that. Like maybe as I do it, I'll learn a little bit of that. And some of it's probably just going to be research. Honestly, I'm probably going to have to like actually like delve into historical data of like what people did, what kind of combinations they used, why they were good, why they used this, that, and the other at the time. You know, did they just, you know, are those combinations semi-viable anymore? Or just like, are they just so power creeped out of the meta that just like you just wouldn't even consider using it? Unless like something very specific comes through and just like, oh, you can only use these Pokemon and this stuff and blah 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 and so on and so forth, and then at that point it's like, oh, well that changes things. Or like the gimmick of the game suddenly revitalizes this Pokemon or makes this Pokemon super viable and they were never viable before. I feel like terastallizing did that for a lot. Because like being able to change a type for weaknesses is huge, because a lot of Pokemon, they just have such a hard viability with like the typing that they have, and changing that makes a huge difference. Have I seen Hytale? I have seen Hytale. It does look interesting. My one problem I have right now is that it's still pretty beta. A lot of the stuff in it is not complete. And I have been in 3 Minecraft community servers kind of back to back. Not like immediately back to back, but very close back to back, like very close. So I have done a lot of block building and designing and running around, and I'm a little burnt out on it. I'm not fully dead on it, but I'm feeling the cube fatigue. So it looks good. I think it's got good hopes, and I would like to see for it to like grow and that sort of thing. But I can't bring myself to do it right now, because I would feel real bad if I bought it and got in there for like a little bit and I was like, I just don't have the urge to put blocks together. I just don't have the urge to put the cubes together. Put the cube in my chest, Sam. Like, If it wasn't for that, I would have probably gotten it, to be honest, but I'm just gonna let it ride for a little while. And I think it'll be good. And I'll come back to it at a later point whenever it's got more of like the actual content in the game. Because I feel like it's got a good baseline out now. But one of the things about Hytale specifically, it's supposed to be like a big appeal point. Oh, I guess it's been a little bit. Hold on. What we got? We went eyeballs. A little bit of eyeballs. A little bit of eyeballs. Yeah, I'll peek it a little more. I ain't gonna go crazy, so I'll get the eyeballs up and over. Yeah, one of the big things about Hytale is it's supposed to have like a whole focus on gameplay outside of the building type situation, you know? So with that portion being the part that's not that's not done and not in the game, it's like, well, I mean, the building's not bad, but if I wanted to build, I do have Minecraft and have been playing Minecraft. He tries to stare at me 24/7. That's I'm gonna need more eye drops if that's gonna be the case. I'm gonna need a better supply of eye drops for that. I do like it though. Like the expressions that I can do with this model is definitely a lot more detailed, I guess. There's still probably some stuff I need to like fine tune a little here and there. Is it a custom avatar? It's one of the customizable ones. So one of the like, oh, you get this model and here's like a bajillion sliders. And then as you pick sliders, it'll like change to like this hair or like this thing or that thing or whatever else. So like it's got a bunch of like options. It's like a kind of like a VTuber character creator type situation. But like it just very recently came out, and I know Rissa had been following it, and this is something that like I was like, oh, that's cool and everything else, and then Rissa literally just like messaged me one day, she's like, here you go. I was like, what? Huh? Oh, okay. So pieced this kiddo together. It's nice though. I like it. You'll never see the rest of this avatar. You know, it's getting warm. I'm gonna open my window before it gets too warm, and then it never cools down. I'll have to move along the avatar here soon, or I'll never get to the game. So give me just a moment. It should cool down pretty quick, 'cause it's pretty fracking cold out. Been hitting those like nearly single-digit Fahrenheit temps again. Ugh. Driving me nuts. Like really driving me nuts. So cold. It's so cold. So cold. If I like talking today, we may just do like a short chatting stream. And I can leave Pokemon Run to start on another day. I also want to keep in mind that I have a friend I want to play Split Fiction with, and I want to get that on here. So maybe I just like double down on when they're going to be available, and I can get that going instead, because that would be, yeah, not that I'm like that'll interrupt my Pokemon game, but I try to like focus pretty hard on the Pokemon game whenever I get it going, because if I've stepped away from one or two of them midway through the run and had time off. Oh no, like that just, it just doesn't bode well. I come back, I don't remember like what half of their moves were, how good they were with this, that, and the other. What was my planning for the next gym or fights, or, and it's just like a whole thing. 100%, it's just like a whole thing. You know, if there was like, if I knew better how this was like rigged, like off of image files and so on and so forth, I could probably manually just like clear a bunch of stuff off of this to help with some of the lag issues it's got. I don't know that portion of it. I hate it. It sounds like it's, I hate it because it sounds very negative. I like the model. I like the model a lot. I like the way it made it look, for sure. But I'm such a tech person. I'm like, how can I optimize this? Can I make it run faster, better, harder, stronger? Harder, better, faster, stronger. Bonka, 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 bonka. Harder, better, faster, stronger. Bonka, bonka, bonka. I don't want to give the whole face away just yet. Do I put feet? I put feet up for a little bit while I yell. I could do feet. It's honestly, it's going to be kind of crazy because my previous model didn't have anything waist down. There were no legs, no feet, and not that like I needed them. Like honestly, I think for myself, it was very smart of me to be like, okay, my avatar, I don't need legs, I don't need feet, I don't need there to like be hands all the time. Because I didn't. Honestly, the way it was, I didn't need it. People didn't even know I didn't have legs because I just didn't do anything to show that. I even like when they first had this model like push forward, I had it at the same like bust ratio. Oh, that was a bad hiccup. I'm sorry. On the screen, it's like the first model. And it didn't really strike me until now that like I can show more of the model. Oh jeez, no, don't tell me I have hiccups. We're not doing hiccups on stream. Hold on. Where's my water at? We're not doing hiccups on stream. I'll die. Everybody will die. I'm sorry. This doesn't bode well. If they're frequent hiccups, I can make them stop. I can stop hiccups. if they're frequent. If they're dumb hiccups, and they're happening like once every, that's so long, however long, whatever else, I can't catch it. I can't do the thing that I need to do to get rid of the hiccups. But then I'm stuck with them. And my hiccups are loud and violent, and they hurt. So, I don't want that. I think I'm okay. I think I was able to spam my breathing enough and early enough to like stop the big violent version of this. So, I think I'm okay. I think I'm good. Yeah, let's this is gonna be dangerous. I don't. Hold on. Where do you... Oh. That's a hand. Yeah. Right about there. We got feet! Oh, it's cut off at the top. Because of how I have it set. Well, that's not my favorite. I'm gonna have to move that. Ah, that's gonna be annoying. Okay, hold on. Where is this? Beep. Oh, I see. So, like, the problem is that if I move it now... If I move it now, then my other model will be completely schnookered. I don't want that. This one also like cuts off before even like the top of the window over there, which is weird. We're just gonna leave it at that. But yeah. We've got feet. I've got feet. I got shoes. Well, the feet are underneath the shoes. I'd have to take the shoes up. I'm just realizing they did this in a way, and my socks are kind of the socks are kind of poking out of the corners of the shoe. I didn't realize because I was so zoomed out before. Whatever. Yeah, I've got feet. I've got legs, which is crazy. Got knees. I've got hands. I've got freaking hands. Are my hands not the same color as... Oh, no. Is that like a separate thing? That would be so weird, though. I think my hands are the wrong color. Am I crazy? No. I don't think I'm crazy. I think they're the wrong color. Maybe they're right. I don't know. Like... I don't know. I definitely like gave like a little bit of a blue tint, but I didn't want to go like too crazy with it, you know, or anything like that. Yeah, I got like a jacket, some weights and stuff on it, you know. Let me get this off the edge here. I think I'm gonna peek out the corner for a little bit. Do a little bit of peeking. Hey Oak, how you doing? Then it's been just over an hour. I can't stay like this forever. A whole hour of me just not actually like showing the model. It's crazy. It's stupid. Everybody hates me for it. Yeah. But yeah, this is make sure that we're not flipping here. This is the This is the V2, the one that I customized up that Rissa gave me. So I like it because it's got a lot more expression to it. And that was one of the things that always kind of bothered me about the first one that I've got is I can't. It's just like it just didn't show expression very well with like the eyebrows or like the mouth movements or anything like that. And it like that just bothers me because I know that I'm animated with my face. I'm animated with my face, my hands, and everything else. So like the fact that I couldn't show that was just it's frustrating, so super frustrating. But this like it just adds so much. like so much to like my movement, my expression and stuff, and I love that, to be honest. Doing It Winter Formal is on Saturday and Bowling Districts is on Sunday. Dang, you've got a busy weekend. That's cool though. I don't know that I ever went to like I think I went to like the one big dance in high school, and I went to I did go to some other dances because I was in like the ROTC group in high school, so like they had their own little thing that they did, and I definitely showed up for that because that was my group. That was where I spent my time for sure. So I went to those, but like I never like went to like a bunch of other like formals or dances or anything like that. But that was me. I was happy with it, to be honest. But that's cool. You I'm trying to remember. With bowling, because it's been a hot minute, so please forgive me. I know you said something about the bowling before, and like there was like some conflict or something, if I remember properly, with that. And just like because if I remember properly, you were just busy. You were just busy, to be honest. But yeah, I hope that goes well. Hope you enjoy it. Hope you do the good bowl. I've never been like amazing at bowling. Like I can do like an okay job bowling, but I've never been like hitting the big score or anything like that. Like definitely not hitting like the real big scores or anything. Do you apologize for not being here? No, it's not a problem at all. Life is like again, you sound like you get busy. So that's you do you, live life. It's just nice to see you drop by when you can. I've been very off stream anyways for the past like month or two. Just like life stuff, health stuff. Like it's just been busy. The holiday season, I was just tired. So tired. So like I just haven't been as frequent. I haven't really been giving people a chance to really like show up. You know, like a little bit my fault, just a wee bit my fault, I would say. I would say probably a little my fault. So yeah, no need to apologize. What in the world was I even talking about? Something. Well. Then we got on like ITEL for a minute, got off of that, start talking about Pokemon more. Oh, that's right. I was going to do talking about doing split fiction with my friend that I need to plan out with them so I know when they're available so I can get that on stream. And how that's going to mix in with starting the next Pokemon game, because I could probably still start one today. Just kind of like enjoying vibing out today though, so maybe like I just hold off on the start it was tentative for me. I was like, oh, it'd be a good way to start. I was like, I started today a little late because I took a little nap, a little tiny one. I was a little tired. just a little one. So, you know, I kind of figured I was going to take one anyways. That's why I set my start time at like 6 my time. So, beat Legend ZA yesterday. Ooh, very nice. Did you? I don't know what's all in the DLC, but I'm assuming you mean like the base game. What all did you have on your team? Like who is your like big six for finishing it out? Like all the big stuff happened and you were like, these are my kids. These are the kids that are gonna take me there. 100%. Like who are those for you? Or even if just like what was like your top 3 that like you stuck with? Like maybe you had to like switch a few or something like that. Because I know I switch a lot. Now that I've done Nuzlocke, I'm like, what's optimal? what's optimal here? Rather than me just being like, well, I'm gonna use these 6 kids and I'll never ever change them. If they can't win, it's time to over level the children. It's time to get them at such a high level that it don't matter what the weaknesses are. They're just strong. So big and strong. I got the DLC yet? It's fine. I haven't played the DLC myself. I think I already said that. I don't know. But yeah, I haven't played it myself, so no judge there. I've watched Celestial play a little bit of the DLC here and there. But I definitely came in like late in the middle of it, and I was like, they got donuts. I don't know. They have donuts. That's it. That's all I've got. Ended up with Meowstic. Okay. Cool. Phalanx. See, yeah, Phalanx, Scolipede, Excadrill, Electros, and Salamence. Okay. That's a good little lineup. I like that. I like can sense a little bit of like a theme with it to a degree, for sure. That's a good team. That's a good team. It's got some good coverage to it, I would say. Got some cool kids. Like, Meowstic is one of those that I didn't give a second thought on until like I used them in, was it Omega Ruby? I think it might have been Omega Ruby that I used them on my team for quite a while, and that was it Omega Ruby? It's so weird because I played the Gen 6 version of Gen 3 and it looks just so much like X and Y because of that. I mix up my teams and my zones and stuff all over the place. So I'm pretty sure it was Gen 3 and Omega Ruby. They're like, I was like, oh, this is actually a pretty good usable Pokemon. They actually served a lot of use for me. Until I think they met an early demise. Poor kid. They were very good though, for sure. Phalanx I think is a very cute little set of guys. I like them a lot. I think Scolipede looks very cool. I've not used them all too often. I feel like it's hard to squeeze poison types in. From a Nuzlocke perspective, I think like squeezing in poison type is very rough because it's not super effective against a lot of things. And the things it is good against, usually they have some sort of easy coverage to handle poison. So, it's fine. I still like poison Pokemon. I think they've got a lot of cool poison Pokemon. That's why I kind of like, I hate it. That it is hard to fit them in times because I think they're cool. I feel like they got such neat little personalities, but Excadrill is just good. Excadrill just like, from what I know in competitive as well, like crazy little guy, especially if you can get sand and get it fast, and it just does it. I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, sure, go for it. Electros had its new form, which is cool. I don't know if Salamence had a new form. I don't think. I think it looks cool though. I think it rated pretty highly whenever I did the tier list. We got Salamence. Oh, I'm thinking of the wrong Pokemon. Yeah. Okay. No, yeah. I was thinking of the wrong Pokemon. I don't know why my brain was like it visualized something else, and I was like, yeah, that's it. I know better. Yeah, and those Salamence is cool. That's a big fast boy. He's a big boy. He's scary. Not like in a ooh, oh spooky, but like just like he a bit of a powerhouse for sure. Number 6 switched a lot. Starter of Embor. Okay. Salamence. Yep. Sharpedo. Hey, shark. I like Sharpedo. I wish he was a whole shark, or just something a little different. But I still love him. He's like in the right like situation. I think Sharpedo fits a niche that other Pokemon can't fit, which is very cool. Abomasnow, I have not really ever used. Its typing can make it rough, but I think it's another one that like if it's got the right setup, then it can be good. Hey, Sleepy, I was just talking about you earlier. I was talking about you. Thank you for the continued subbing. 6 months. Absolutely wild. Ah, wah, wah. But yeah, no, I was talking about how we need to get time set for doing split fiction. I would like to do it on stream, but and then we have to find time for that. And it's been, I think you've had a lot going on up till recent. Friday night. Yeah. I think Friday is okay. I don't think there's anything going on, so we could probably do that. I haven't had anybody like tell me Friday's a thing for anything else, so yeah. So we do that. I'm gonna have to do some testing with this model to see how it's gonna work with games, because it already hates me having my browsers open. So that's the thing. But I still have the other one. I can still use the first one. It's not like I'm solely going to use this one. I like this one a lot, but it needs optimizations done before I can like settle on this one for more stuff. If not, I got weekend off this week. Ooh, that's pretty good. Yeah, and I mean it's not like an incredibly long game, right? If I remember properly how these usually pan out. So if we have like a few days, we can break it up and we can get it beaten without too much issue. So I'm not too concerned. But yeah, I'll aim for Friday. About what time do you want to aim for? Because like I'm usually available pretty early on. I don't try to start like immediately or anything like that. Yeah, just whatever time works for you. And I can always if it needs to be later, I can always just start early and chat and do other stuff before then. It's not a huge problem. 7-ish or later, yeah, that'd be fine. I can aim for that. I'll probably start like before that for a little while, so I can just chit chat with people and stuff beforehand. And then I'll just wait for you to be available, and we'll switch at that point. Shouldn't be a huge problem. Shouldn't be any problem. It always feels weird whenever I say stuff like that. I'm very non-committal. I don't like to pick the extremes whenever I say things, so I could very easily say, no, that's fine, that's good. I could be like, no, that's not a big problem. No, it's fine. It'll be all right. It's not like no, it's not a problem. Good. So train. It's not the close train, but it's the close enough train that I can hear it with my window open. I think it's done though. Maybe? Yeah, I think so. There's another train. So I'm trying to like set up a triangulation situation here. Okay. Just know there is one set of train tracks that is close enough that whenever the train goes by and blows its whistle, oh, I hear it. Windows closed, doors shut, headphones on. Oh, you hear it. Now it's not so close that I'm like, oh, when it rolls by, the house shakes. And we're not talking that close. We're not that close. Like I wouldn't be able to like look out and see the train. But it is just close enough that whenever it blows a whistle, when it's going by through that area, and gods, does it blow the whistle. Oh, does it blow the whistle so much. It loves to blow the whistle. God, it blows it so much whenever it goes by. I'm talking like minutes worth of just hearing it just blare the train horn. It must be some like really busy section or something that it goes through, or like I don't know. It's got to be something, because it just goes just absolutely to town. It goes ham on that whistle. You just have to wait it out. It's a little annoying. That one doesn't come through all too often, so it's not like the worst thing in the world. And I don't think I've ever like heard it go off and like me feel my blood pressure rise and the blood boil, my face turn red, and me be like, ooh, that train, I'm gonna get that train. No, nothing like that. It's definitely just like there's the train again. It'll be gone soon. I don't like you. I like your train. And that's not to like hate on trains. Trains are cool enough. I don't like a train fanatic or anything, but they're cool. Whenever it's like you go see a train and hear a train because you went to go see and listen and watch the trains, like that's one thing. And just being oppressed upon by a train, not really amazing. Not what you're looking for at that time. It's kind of like what's a good analogy for that? Ooh. So you know how like if you're hungry, you're cooking something, you know what that is that you're cooking. The smell is good. You like it. And you're like, man, I'm gonna eat that. I'm so hungry. It smells so good. If it's not your food, you don't know what it is. Somebody else is cooking it, heating it up, depending on what the food is. You may not be very happy about that. You may very, very much run into a situation where you're like, ugh, that stinks. What happened? Is this like a fart smell, or like Is there like some like weird sewage problem? This skunk spray somewhere nearby? Like, oh, it's just rank. It smells, it stinks. No, it's just food. Somebody else's food, and they're probably like, oh, this is great. I love it. It smells so good. So happy about it. Like, I feel like eggs can come across that way. Broccoli can come across that way. Fish. Oh, fish things. If it's your fish, somebody else's fish. But it's fine. I'm gonna have to check on that stuff for sure. Oh. Sorry, I got distracted. Had to go to the doctor. Well, my eyes just did a weird thing. Ooh, bloody. Oops. I had to go to the doctor recently. Nothing bad. I was just since I had that move not long ago, I had to like, you know, establish a new primary care doctor. So I saw them and had blood work done and all that jazz. So just keeping up with what I hear back from there and dealing with insurance covering things and whatever else and make sure that's all correct, because I don't think it is currently correct. I think it needs a little looking into and a little bit of a conversation held, so it'll be fine though. That just, you see it, and then whenever something like that, it's just like, is everything okay? Maybe yes, maybe no, maybe yes, maybe no. But whatever. It's also probably very obvious that I'm maybe having a little too much fun. Making my person emote in a way that I've wished it would do it for, gosh, a long time. Like a long time. Just like eyebrow movements, mouth movements and stuff. I'm so happy with that. Like I'm just so happy with that. Hey Tara. Yeah, I'm not teasing peeking out the bottom anymore. Pippity popped the model right out of the bottom of the screen, and here we are. Yeah. Glad some warm reception for this. It's I'll say it's like mildly work in progress still, I would say. There's probably some like customization, some other stuff that I'll want to do with it still, just to clean things up, finish like getting it like fully sharkified and so on and so forth. Like this is a good step for sure. And like I'm quite happy with it. But I do want to make sure that I'm like not just ending my work on it before I'm like fully where I want it to be. But I also know that I can forget and be lazy. That's what I did. I for sure didn't want this to sit for too long, and I can pretty easily just run it through and just give it little updates here and there, you know, and that sort of thing, so that I can like finish. Like I want to get the gills and stuff back on the neck. I want to get some of like the blue toning around the chin and stuff like I had. Obviously there's like some other changes and stuff on here that I probably won't transfer to this one per se, unless I can find a good way to do it. Yeah. Hey Lexi, how you doing? Thank you for the compliments. This is it's a customizable model that Rissa gifted to me, so messed around with that and set it up and everything how I liked it. It took hours. I knew there was going to be a lot of sliders to this to get everything figured out, but it was Oh, man. That's so many sliders. like, we're, like, so many sliders. It takes ages. Oh, yeah. It just takes so long. Avatar reminds me of the water rogue ninja from Naruto. I don't know Naruto. I feel like I know who you're talking about, but I wouldn't know the name to place them properly. Hey Zio, how you doing? Took me hours just with VTube Studio. Oh man. So like the way this is set up is that you basically load it in and you set up an expression, and the expression has like a bunch of like different like individual like front hair, back hair, side hair, bangs, different bangs, front bangs, whatever, blah blah blah. So, and then eyes, eye shape, eye smile, like all sorts of stuff. And then most of those have their own saturation, hue, and like lightness slider for it as well, to individually set up for the skin and the shirt and the eyes and the nose and the mouth and all that. And then once you get all of that set up, then you can go to the other side of VTube Studio and do everything where it's like, oh, we'll set up all your stuff for how much mouth movement and X and Y axis and so on. So like I was already like 4 or 5 hours deep doing the first set of sliders. And then it was like, I've done it. Now to make sure that it moves whenever I move. You move when I move. Listen to me. When I had a fully down model so I can... Oh, yeah. How long a custom would take? Yeah. Like, it depends on how much is in the custom, too. And this had a lot of just, like, extra stuff that just... Oh, man. It's like playing a character creator, and I know I can spend absolutely forever in one of those. Just way too long in one of those. The one that's always with Sasuke and the other girl. Oh, are you... Is it the guy with the... Are you trying to make like a I look like a fish kind of guy? Or are you trying to say that I look like the guy with like the shadow, like jutsu or whatever it is? Cause maybe that a little bit. I'm trying. I don't know what it's. I'm trying to think and guess. I'm trying. Looks dope. Thanks, Zio. Appreciate it. I'm really happy with it. I like it a lot. I just like being able to move around more and do stuff with like eyebrows, my mouth. Like the factor that I can move my mouth the way that I can right now with this is wild to me. Because I know this is one of the things that I complained about. Is it just that the other model was pretty static? Like, I still love them. But, like, I'm obviously, like, a very animated person. And all that would do for my other model was just, like, it would sway me a little bit. And I could get the mouth open a little bit. And then I couldn't really get the eyebrows to do anything. And, man, I wish I had known or really, like paid attention. I do not like the cat smile that I have. Because, like, the best smile that I can pull off is just, like, a very, like shortened cat smile. And, like, IRL, I got a big mouth. I could show you all my teeth at any given point in time. I've got real, like, Jim Carrey the Grinch level, like, mouth movement and, like, stuff like that. So, the factor that my model's mouth could only just open a bit to get, like, a little bit of a smile, I was like, oh, that's driving me nuts. Absolutely nuts. Expressiveness. Yeah. He do. Yeah, Sleepy knows. Sleepy see me. I got a big mouth. Got a wide smile. I don't have the big teeth to match, unfortunately. But like it's just wild. Absolutely wild that I can do all that stuff now. Like I feel like I'm actually VTubing, guy. Like not that like I wasn't before, but just like it just feels like such a big leap. Like motion is such a huge leap for me. Like 100% like a huge leap for me. I think that would be one of those things that like in the future if I do more with like new models or switching things around or customizing or whatever else, like my big thing is going to be like make it look good, sweet. I need a good rigger. I need somebody who can rig this model so that I can be all over the place. Like I gotta crazy. If I can't move around launch and I can't express it, I'm not gonna be happy with it anymore. It's this is gonna have me spoiled like crazy. Absolutely like crazy. Yeah. I'm honestly like, not that I thought it was going to be bad. Like, don't get me wrong. I was really surprised at how well, like, a customizable, like, just go get it model was going to be with how it looked, with how it moved around, with the expressiveness, like, the rigging and stuff on it. But then again, I guess, like VTubing and, like, people in that art space have really come, like, a really long way. Like, a really, really long way. So there's probably like better ways and just what's the words I'm looking for? Like methods of like doing stuff and just people being like having more time to practice with it. That people have just gotten better, faster at this sort of thing. It's come a long way. Yeah, no, for sure. Like I still remember it's been a long time since I actually saw it for the first time, but like, you know, they like people started getting like testy with what they could do. Like I remember seeing like Iron Mouse, I think was the first I saw personally to do it, but it was like she could do a thing where she could lean forward with the model and like it leaned forward, the face got real close, and not like a zoom in close, like it was like perspective lean in, like if you were like there and they leaned in, face was big, the body was smaller, you could see like the actual depth in that, and I was like, oh my gosh, that's too much. Not actually too much, but it's just wild, right? Like you don't think, oh, how do I lean out of the screen out at the viewer? like how do I do that? It was none of that. Not what I thought was going to be like coming out. So that was like that caught me by surprise. So the person who thought that up and put that together, talented, smart, very good. Even if it's something that people didn't care about past like the first like few times doing it, that is still like a leap to take and do. That like, I don't know, like if you don't think about it much, it's like ah, that's cool, but like that was not on the radar, you know? That was one of those things like it was not on the radar, like, oh, somebody's gonna do this, like that'll be like 3 months down the road, whatever, blah blah. Like, that was like some new stuff for sure. I know I have it set for Pokemon, but I don't know. Do we do Pokemon today? Even? Like, honestly, like, because if I start now, I'll get a little bit of time, and then I'm probably not going to go for, like, a crazy amount of time tonight. And I don't like short Nuzlocke sessions. I don't like a short Nuzlocke session. I feel like I don't get enough done, and then I have to remember. It's weird. I feel like I have to remember more because I don't have like a good stopping point on a short. Nuzlocke session, and then I have to like actually keep in mind my planning for later stuff rather than being like, oh, I got 2 gyms done, cool, let's move on, blah blah blah. Compromise and play Cobble. I don't know if I can. So this model needs some optimization done to it, like pretty heavily. My other model that I have, I can run at like 60 frames easily, like through whatever, no problems. This one, I had to close all my browsers so that while I had V2, so while I had OBS open and streaming and stuff, I could still hold like 30-ish frames per second on this model. Like with my browsers open, which has caused me problems for other reasons in like games and stuff. This one was like at like 12 to 15 frames on the model. So I was like, I ain't presenting it like that. I ain't gonna be like, oh, debut, and I'm like, like I didn't want it to be like that, especially because movement was such a big thing for me. I didn't want to come through and be like, oh, isn't the movement great? Don't you love watching me at like 10 frames per second? In the year 2026, isn't that cool? Didn't want that. So the computer like won't run for shit with it either. Yeah, it's like I can get like I don't even know what's causing it. Like all I can assume is that I've got like a weird like processor bottleneck or something. I'm not running out of RAM, you know? So it's not like it's that, I don't think. But it's possible that, like, I've got certain like threads in my processor that's being maxed out, and then that's just causing the entire system to just fry itself whenever I've got, you know, all 10 to 15 programs and stuff up and running, and then I get a game up, and then my browsers, and they're like 8 tabs or whatever. So like I'm lucky that Pokemon is very incredibly undemanding, because I can kind of get away with less browser and tab and stuff going on whenever I'm playing other games. But Nuzlocke time, I've got to have my tracker up, I've got Bubblepedia up, I've got my type chart just in case I need it. I've got like 1 or 2 other things because I have to keep up with stuff. I've got to have the walkthrough for the games that I've never played before, so I don't spend 60 plus hours playing a Pokemon game I've not played before, and I'm like, I'm trying to Nuzlocke it. I'm a freak. You know? So like I have to have extra stuff for that. But like other games, I can at least tone it down. I've been trying to think about toning it down anyways, because until I figure out what's going on, like a lot of my games have been suffering from, it seems like whenever I've got both of my browsers open, it really hates that. But like I gain so much from having more browser closed. I don't know why, which is weird because I'm a tech person, so not knowing why it infuriates me. But I have to assume it's some sort of like weird hardware limitation, because everything else seems fine. And there's not really a good reason for me to think that like stuff is not running well. But meh. When I used to play Elden Ring before I upgraded my RAM, I had to close literally everything to run it, and that's when I had just a PNG and used Discord. Oh man. That sucks. Like that does suck. Because you want to have all the stuff up so you can watch all the chats and like keep up. Like the other thing with me is that like I've got all of my stuff separated between like my personal and my stream stuff. So I literally have a separate browser profile for all of my like Twitch and YouTube, everything else. Like those are all on one profile for streaming. in my browser, completely separate, and my personal one. So if I want to have any of that up, I have that up in a completely separate browser window. And then Discord is separate as well. So I use one of my browsers to open that Discord. And then I have my personal one up in normal Discord, usually. I flip-flop them for whenever I'm using voice and stuff like that, of course. But, like, it's like a business practice thing for being VTuber, being anonymous and everything else. That, like, it's smart. But I'm not running a 2PC setup. And it's not like my main PC is, like, I just upgraded the graphics card not too long ago. So it's good. But it's not like I've replaced the motherboard or the CPU or done more with the RAM. But I mean, I've already got like 40 gigs of RAM or something like that. So it's not like it's slouching on RAM or anything. So instead of just a PNG and use Discord, low-key need to do that. Yeah. It's just one of those things. You know? It's jelly. I've always been a big tech person. I'll buy little things here and there. Like I've bought like Gundam model kits and like other stuff, but like almost all of my personal stuff and like my fun time money or whatever else that I set for myself is towards my PC, towards games. So I don't splurge a lot either though. Like I usually plan out pretty heavily, to be honest. Like I plan out pretty heavily before I get things. So it's why I'm not like sitting with a new like $3,000 computer every like year or something like that. I pick parts that I think will last and I make them last until I feel like it's just like actually a no-go. It's not going to work. It's like it's having a bad time, which is why like the graphics card needed to be changed out, because that one was enough years old and old enough that it just like I was like, games are maxing out the GPU. Not good. Not good at all. They're not on high settings. It's maxing out the GPU. My computer needs to be upgraded, but that is a future me problem. Hey, you'll get there. I don't know what you have in your computer right now, but understandable for sure. Tech moves so stupidly fast, and nobody's like computing for like nobody's like building stuff to be available for stuff. They're like, all right, what can we build that's literally going to push this to like 180% of what its like actual load is, and then that'll be the standard. And it's like, well, nobody can run that if it's like trying to do 180% of the best that's available right now. And they're like, well, that sucks, doesn't it? Maybe try to figure out how to hook 7 computers together. Huh? How about that? How about that? Why don't you figure that out? Why don't you figure that out? Then maybe you could do it. What are you, poor? And it's like, no, not poor. I'm not filthy rich either. Gods. Hey, Fake, how you doing? Just something to do with your hair? Yeah, chemical runoff. It's just a little chemical runoff. That's fine. No, I have a customizable model that Rissa gifted to me very nicely. So I am messing with that. Put this together and I'm very happy with it. It's a lot of extra like movement and like changes and stuff to like mess around with that. I'm very happy with. I'm glad you like it. I'm glad you love it. I'm glad you love it. I'm very happy. I'm very happy with it. I'm never going to be able to get over just like the amount of like movement and expression that I can get out of this. It's a huge step for me. Huge step for me. As best I could get at the time, and it's done me good for years, so I will still appreciate it. Yeah. Yeah, like that's what I do, is I look for, like, what is the best, like, parts in value to me that, like, I want it to be close enough to, like, a more recent gen and everything, and it be a high enough tier of that gen that it's going to, you know, it's going to last a few years. Because I feel like going out and spending, God, what's now, like, 2K, if you're trying to get, like, a real high-end piece of, like, anything. It's GPU, CPUs, whatever. CPUs still aren't as bad. They're still expensive. They're not GPU craziness or anything like that. Like, you've got to go like crazy to get like top end, and it'll last you, but you spent a lot to do that. I look for what's like either previous gen or is like the like notably like very good deal item that people aren't necessarily looking at, because it's not the very top of the barrel, but it's not like ultra cheap. But I know that it's going to give me good performance, and it's going to last me at least a few years. And then I've got a very good median that across a couple of years, I've only spent like X amount for each year divided up for it, rather than being like, oh, well, you know, it was the top of the line and it still only lasted me like maybe an extra like couple months, and then it's costing me like 3 times as much over the time frame, and that's wild. Can I just get a check on the title category? Faye doesn't have peak on schedule or anything. Did she mess up? Did it not update? Because I definitely made sure I updated this. I'm gonna be real sad. This is gonna kill my frames, isn't it? Oh, it's already down. Okay, hold on. I'm gonna double check it on. I'm gonna be very upset if it didn't update that, because like I made sure. Yeah. Is it gonna update? All right, there it is. Cool. Yep, there goes all my frames. Yeah, there it goes. All right, I gotta close it. I didn't double check it afterwards, and that's my bad. That's my bad. Yeah. No, I believe you. I believe you on that. Give me my frames back. Thank you. No. That was my bad. I should have rechecked it again. But like I did the thing where I pushed the button, it said it was good, and I was like, okay, cool. And then I was like, oh, my frames are bad. I got closed on Windows, so I didn't recheck it. That was my bad, 100%. It is what it is. And that is me being a failure. Open up a fandom wiki page. Oh, no. Oh no. Alright. Let's open a fandom wiki page. See how many frames we can kill off of this. Alright, well. Sure. Let's have one of these. Holding it 20 frames. It's like it's peaking up at like 30, and then it'll drop back down to like 20. It's like, you've got a browser open. Yeah, shut your mouth. Yeah, whatever. I'd imagine if I didn't have stuff that blocked off some of the other things that are on this page, that it would be worth. Oh. Did it kill my VTube? Are you? Oh, my camera tracking died. I can't even do that. I'm gonna have to do like optimizations at some point and do this. That's all right. Whose bright idea was it to do that? Jeez. Alright, we set it back on. Stupid. Yeah, so obviously I'm kind of limited with this model right now. Just a little bit. Blame Twitch, sure you should have double checked, but Twitch should have also let you know work. Yeah. I mean, how many times do I have to click the update button? Hopefully just once. That's when it opened. And they're like, well, you used an integration on it. And I'm like, it's the same API though. And it works most of the time. It just, sometimes it just, meh. Nothing. Follow issue when it randomly unfollows people. Oh, what? That's, I hate that. I already know it's already dangerous enough trying to like click around on people and stuff that it just like just does what it wants. I guess I could probably also Kasi's new outfit, Iceman looking no. No. Doesn't seem to be a common thing, but it happens enough to annoy me. Yeah, I mean the fact that it even happens, it's so easy to literally just be like, bink, and it's like, no, it's not what I wanted to do. And it's like, nope, you unfollowed, you did it, you did that. And I feel like follow and like follow age and how long you've been following or subscribing and so on and so forth is such a huge part of being like a viewer. I can't imagine that anybody would want that to be like a, oh, I'm unfollowing and not have like a confirmation message, you know? Like something. I get if you're trying to like max exodus your follows, and it might be annoying to hit the unfollow like confirmation each time, but just like something, right? A little bit of something. Be able to double click, like if you click it twice, it must logically be a mistake. Yeah. Put it on cooldown. Give it a weird animation that happens in between the button change so that it likes or follows or whatever, does a small animation like, "Pudding, you've done it, wow." Takes a few seconds, converts to the new button. And then if you want to press it again, that's up to you. But I can say as somebody who like, I've like, even when not trying to click, I've like spasmed the click with my finger or like spasmed the double click on places whenever I just try to do a single click. Like real just like out of nowhere, no reason for it type stuff. And I've been like, oh, no, don't do that. Don't do this. You know, you go from selecting a thing to like highlighting to like opening programs to whatever else. Like it's not good. Like it's really not good. I can't believe they even, I don't know. But then again, I've worked for enough companies that make software, and I know people make bad UI, UX decisions all over the place. They make bad decisions on how to build stuff, how stuff operates. Like, people just aren't very intuitive of that kind of stuff. And whenever it doesn't do a thing the way people want it, they're just like, man, but it works. So no more time and money into it. But don't worry, instead of that, they added the 1K gifted sub. But right? Like, no, don't do that. Don't make that. Still can't understand why they thought this was a good idea. Yeah, like it's not. I don't know. If you're a big subber and you want to do that, it's still usually better to do it in increments. And if you want to get crazy, people just don't know. They just do donos, right? Like at that point, you just do donos. Just do a big dono. Outside of that, you want to like run like hype trains and stuff like that, and like slowly pull throughout the stream. You're not trying to be like, 1K subs, let's go. That's not often that I see anybody being like, man, I wish I had a 1K sub button. Oh, thank goodness they put that one in. That's surprising, you know, the behind the scenes doesn't mean it can't be annoying to us. Yeah. I mean, behind the scenes, yeah, I'm not surprised, but yeah. People make the silliest decision, it's like, why? Yeah. So they didn't add extra protections for chargebacks either. No, of course not. They would much prefer to update their terms and conditions of like, now just remember, if you pushed a button, you pushed a button, you shouldn't have done that. You gotta be very careful. Gotta be very careful. Stupid. So stupid. Like, I know a ton of people would be more along the lines of like, don't use that button. Like, don't ever use that button. I would hate it. I would hate it if you use that button, because that promotes them being like, oh, this was a good idea. Some people are using the button. No. Didn't add extra protection. Customer number for a reason. Yeah. So if we're gonna have an alert for more than like 100 at a time. Yeah. Like, oh my, those poor people that have like it reads out, this person gifted blah 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 subs. This person is now subbed thanks to the gift from blah blah blah. This person is now sub. Could you imagine for 1,000? Oh, horrible. Absolutely horrible. Hey Rissa. Glad you could make it in. I know you've already seen it because I showed it to you, but it does really well. It's really good. I'm really happy with it. And thank you so much. For everybody that is enjoying the model today, RissaNyx is the person that gifted me this model to mess around with and play with and put together and all that. So, like, without Rissa, no Kashi V2. I'm just saying. Definitely feel free to throw a little thanks at Rissa for that. She stole it off an orphan. You know what, Zio? What's an orphan gonna do with this V2 model? Think they're streaming? No. They should be happy. Somebody like me is using it. Really giving it its fullest power. And then my entire persona on the internet changed. Kashi's an orphan hater. My entire career is over. Alright, it's good streaming. It's nice. Thanks, everybody. For context, I'm absolutely not defending Twitch. If they wanted to, they could just change the custom limit, but that seems to be the way it works. Yeah. Yeah, I know you're not defending them. They continue to make just not great decisions. I don't know. I don't know what it would take to get them on the right track, but I think they literally are just like, they're in such a bad hemorrhaging money situation that they're just like, anything that will make money, just do it. We don't care how much people will hate us, so long as they'll do it and it will make money, just do it. Which is like current day and age, like standard business practice, which is stupid. So stupid. I don't care if the product doesn't work for more than 3 days. Will it sell? Will it make money? Oh, put it out on the market. Make them buy it. Make them buy every last one and then regret it right after the return date. slimy little suckers companies. Custom would be crazy, yeah. Thank you all for thanking Rissa. Magical lady that she is. You know, I didn't think of it that way. Yeah, it's like, don't worry, little orphan. I'll make sure this V2 model gets into good hands. It won't go to waste. It won't go to waste. This nice man called Mr. Kashi. Write it down. Make sure you know who your vengeance is against when you get older. Know who you need to chase down through the internet after you've learned to be a hacker. The man who ruined your childhood. The first joking quote in this channel be taking you out of context and saying you're in favor of child labor. You just give us so much material. I think it was something like that. It's dumb. It's funny to joke about. I like to joke about dumb stuff like that, honestly. I can't sit around and literally just like take the humor out of life. I feel like I'm very sensible and have good morals and everything else, and I will say that I'm joking about things and everything else. Make sure it's in a tone that is very obviously joking. But sometimes it's just too funny to not joke about it. Sometimes it's just funny. It's almost like we're all adults and work out from context, so you're not serious. Yeah. So, man, it's funny because I've definitely seen stuff in like recent months, years, whatever, blah blah blah. You know, it's a constant. But I've seen a lot of stuff in recent time where it's like they say something in kind of a tone like it's joking, but you don't feel like it's a joking tone fully. And they're like, oh, I'm just joking. No, it's a joke. It's funny, right? It's funny. It's just a joke. And you're like, I don't think they're joking. I don't think this is a joke at all. They're just a bad person. So like, you can, like, I think you can tell. Usually if you're actually like paying attention, I think you can tell. I suppose mature might be more right than adult. Yeah, adult is like after a certain age you are an adult. But are you mature? Are you doing your adulty things, or are you actually like keeping up with life and so on and so forth and blah blah blah? Like there's a bit of a difference. These things work. You know, except these buttons, I didn't check them. Does it work? Oh, it does. Oh, I have to do it here. Hold on. Beep. Yeah. So this came with like a couple of extra things with it as well. So like there's like a little controller I can put in my hands. I think one of the things that what's going on with my Stream Deck? It keeps disconnecting weirdly. I'm probably gonna have to look at that as well. I might have like a loose cable or something. Like there's that. There's I've got 3 hands. Like a microphone, which would be nice. I'm not gonna keep it out all the time. It's nice. It's good to have. Some like faces and stuff that they have. I have a hand. Yeah, the hand. There's this. It's a little bit like I've got buttons for these, but I'm gonna have to like tie them to something. What is this even? Oh, I can't even barely see that. Cause like I don't know, like I could go to them, but I feel like in the moment I would probably just forget about half of these. It would be stuff that I'd have to like preset or like have tied to something else so that I can use it on the fly, rather than me like trying to go find the buttons or whatever to do it. Are you using VBridger too? No. I looked at VBridger and I was like, do I need that? And then decided no for the time being. It seems to be doing fine. They do need to, like, the creator's gonna work on optimizing it a little more because the frames are a little unstable for it. But I think this will come around. And even if they don't do something, I could, if I get enough time, I could probably look into my own fixes for this to like just like downsize the model to get rid of. Because I think if I got rid of a bunch of extra stuff that I'm just not using on this model, I could probably cut down a lot of it, and it would probably help out a lot with this. But it'd be something for me to think about, because it'll be a whole lot of extra stuff for me to figure out. I'll probably have to figure out both the rigging program and the other stuff to actually like get it to that point, you know. The tracking is actually really good with that VBridger. Yeah, no, it's good. Like, I think honestly, my tracking's been fine using the NVIDIA, like with the webcam. I've like not had a problem with that. I think it's just, it was a limitation of my my previous model, if anything. Like I think my previous model just kind of, do I want the hands up? I don't know if I want the hands up. No, I don't want the hands up. Get them out of here. Yeah, I think it was just an issue with the previous model just being a little too static. So that is just not nearly an issue on this one. So sorry, I do this to check to see how high my hair goes and when it gets cut off at the top. So if you ever see me moving my my model around and I'm doing this number, I got my head all back, it's because I'm literally trying to get my hair to the highest point and check to see where it cuts off at. But yeah, no, this is done really well, for sure. It's just a little stretch. Ooh, it's a little stretch. Yeah, anything crazy. But yeah, I like it's one of those things that, like, I didn't go like super monstery with my first model, and I did a little more with this one, and I like the slight step further. I didn't want to get too close to monster with like a primary model, I don't think. Like, it would probably be like if I got like big with VTubing or something like that, and I ended up like getting like other models and stuff outside of like primary ones that I would use, I would maybe look into like a more monstery one. But I still want to kind of keep a little bit of like the humanity with it. I don't want to be like too crazy with it. I've been staring at your eyebrows the whole time. My eyebrows. I know it's such a strange thing to say. There's just so much expression. Yeah. No, like eyebrows for sure. Like I could not get anything out of it with the previous model at all. Like, I even had a hard enough time trying to get it to like raise the eyebrows, let alone like lift or like give me like a scowl or anything like that. And like I'm always like making faces and stuff like that. So like watching the model not do that was just, I understood its limitations, but it was just sad. Just sad. This one's been very nice. Very much enjoyed it. You've given me a wonderful gift. The gift of locomotion. The gift of movement. I need to drink some water. The gift of eyebrows. Hello, it's me, Mr. Kashi. I'm an eyebrow shark. Did someone say, do the locomotion? Yeah, I did. I said it. I'm the one that said locomotion. Start swinging. like even like the mouth. I don't know if you were here for that. The like somehow how like I've got a big mouth. Like I've got like very like Jim Carrey levels of like being able to grin and move my mouth around and like all that other stuff. So the factor that I've been able to get a much wider grin and like really do more with this has been nice. You can tell that like my mouth like actually changes size, like the factor that I can like move my lips side to side, I can like purse my lips a little bit, I can like stretch out the lips to the side and like actually like get like a grin and stuff. It's just like really nice. It's, you know, it's just cool. I like it a lot. I like the smile a lot better. So I was talking earlier about how like the model that I have, I just don't like the cat smile that I have. If it was like a little catty and it was still like a big mouth, I would probably be over it. But only like here, like this is about the size that I could probably get with my other model. Like that was it. Like it was like this mouth size. No bigger, not really any wider, and then we just curl up and do like the cat mouth, and I was just like, it's just not like I know Kashi's not me, IRL me, whatever, but like it is my extension, and to feel like I can't like puppet it properly, or like to the degree that I think that I could, was always just like a big downer. Like I feel like I could be doing so much more with it, but why? I think at this point we probably won't start Pokemon. Almost assuredly won't be starting Pokemon today. Let's re-update my stuff. No. Yeah, so we're gonna skip Pokemon today. I was able to confirm earlier with Sleepy that we will probably do Split Fiction on Friday. I do not know what all this model will be able to handle because of some of the lag and stuff that it has on it. It needs some real optimization. So I will probably be checking to see when it will work for certain games and certain stuff. And I will use it where viable. And then we may just switch back to Kashi V1 whenever it's not quite doing what we want it to do. I might... No. Yeah, I think we'll just do that for the time being until, because like I did actually get the Discord thing figured out, so I'm on the Discord for this model. So when some like real updates and stuff come through to help out with stuff, hopefully it will get a little optimization on this going, and we'll be able to get this on more stuff. Because I want to use it. I definitely want to use it, for sure. I also think that just like there's probably like I don't know. I see people keep asking for more toggles. Oh, man. I mean, toggles would be great, but there's already so much and like the weight of this is rough. I think they just need to optimize it. Yeah. They're trying to like toggle this, do whatever. Like I think it just needs optimization. Like it really does. Because like my other model, I can run at like 60 frames, like no issue. This one I can only get about mid-30s, like is like the maximum. And this is like with me like closing extra stuff than what I have open for the other model and that. So like this one is good, but it definitely has room for like optimization needs to be done. And if they can't figure that out, then I will probably do my own work to try and just kick out everything that I'm not using and just get it all the way down to just what I am. And then it shouldn't be a huge issue, but again, that requires me to like learn enough about like rigging software and so on and so forth to make sure I'm not breaking it. It's like I can always back up all my stuff and reload it, and it's not like a huge issue, but I don't want to break it every 5 seconds trying to do basic stuff. And if I can just get it cleared, so it like, because there's so much in this that I obviously am not using because I'm not 70 different models in one, or at the same time I should say. So I don't need like the other like 50,000 front, back, mid, side, whatever hairstyles and eyes and eyebrows and tails and whatever else. So if I can clear that, I think that would make a good difference on that. You know, because like, let me, where is this? Because my one is a custom, like a custom like made model. It's only the top half. It doesn't have like a ton inside of it. Is this the one? I think so. Okay. Yeah. So the version 1 is it's like a 4.5 megabyte folder. It's not super huge. I think that's what it is. Hold on. I'm looking at the right one. Double check. Yeah, it's like a 4.5 megabyte folder. It's like nothing. Doesn't require a whole lot. The lowest resolution one for this model, like the low, like they had like a 1K, 2K, and 4K resolution. The 1K resolution one is 95.5 megabytes. Like it is literally 24 times like it is a many times larger on the smallest resolution. And the 4K one is like 279 megabytes. Like they're just huge files, and I have to imagine that it's just bogging it down trying to load and keep all of that available. Like even if you have it toggled and not on, like I can't imagine that it's just not preloading something and it's just like killing itself through VTube Studio, if I had to guess. A little small boy, little bitty. to your word on that. I can't map. So they do have a shark. So there's two fishtails. There's one that is a regular fishtail and one that is labeled as a shark tail. I would say it's more of like a very dramatic, overly finned up mermaid tail. The other one does look more fishy and like a shark. The problem being is that it moved too much. They did do an update to give you an option for it to be slower. Probably not as slow as I would want it to be in the movement. I had it turned off because I already knew that I was having frames issues, and that was like another weighted moving part that I was like, I don't know if this affects it or not, so I don't mess with it too much. And then I felt like it might have been me leaning too much towards the monster side of it because regular Kashi, like first Kashi, does not have a tail. So I wasn't sure if I wanted a tail or not. It's there. If I wanted it, it'd probably be one of the things that I would keep if I like extradited a bunch of other things that I'm not using. That would probably be one of the things I would keep just in case. But I don't know. I definitely put it on at first and I was like, ooh, shark tail, yay! I've got a shark tail. And then after I had it on and it was wagging in the background for a while, I was like, I don't know. Yeah, when you make a morphin time into more shark, yeah. Like if I get something that gives me like more shark form and I can toggle between it, I think I would like it better then. I don't think I'd want it by default all the time. I think it's one of those things that I don't know. Like I'm thinking about like male models versus female models. I think on a male model, a lot of that kind of stuff to me feels very extra. Like it's a lot. But on a female model, it just feels cute. And that maybe that's a little bit that like we're very accustomed to like female anime like Monster Girl types or whatever. To be more in the norm. Whereas like guys, it's like, oh well, if you're doing that, you're probably more just monster than like monster guy. You know, if that makes sense. Like I feel like once you pass a certain threshold for like a male model or like a male anime character, it's like you're not really hitting the human side as much anymore. You're really just kind of like just like a monster. And I'm like, it's cool, but like not what I want to be like the default. Tells VTuber models to be quite distracted, especially whenever they wag too much. Yes. That was like the option was either it wags too much or you basically turn off the wagging entirely, and I was like, that's not the medium I would want for that. I would probably want it to be like a real slow, really slow wag, like just back and forth. So it just gives a little bit of motion to it. I don't need it to be like dogtail wag. like a fishtail wagging like, oh, wish I could die. I'm gonna get a tweet. I'm a good boy. It's not. It's too much. Way too much. And I've seen more than enough VTuber models that have like a tail that moves at that rate. It's just way too much. I don't need all that movement. If I could get like a really just like slow motion out of it, I would probably be more apt to use it. But like non-moving is not great because you either have to do one of like two things. One of them is you set it like right behind you, which looks awkward because it's straight up. I think that's like the other thing is that the tail is straight up on like all of them. And for canine, feline tails and stuff like that, you can get away with that. I think that makes sense. Yeah, ears have a little bit of physics, a little bit of a wiggle to them. So, like if I left and right, they have a little bit of a bounce to them. Anything crazy, but I like it like that. I like just a little bit of movement with it. Not enough that it's like every time I open my mouth, it's just flailing everywhere. I think it's just like it's a bit of a, it's an easy tick for a lot of people to be like, oh, well, it moves a lot, that means it looks good. And it's like, not necessarily. Not everything needs to move a lot. Not everything needs to have anime booba jiggle physics, okay? That alone has already gone too far. That alone has gone too far. Not everything needs to have that same physics installed on it. It's just too much. What do you mean? Listen. Rissa, listen. Please, just listen. I'm not saying booba physics is bad. Booba physics is fine. Looks very nice. There are some models that I have seen that have so much jiggle movement physics or whatever, they can't look around without slapping them upside their face. It's too much. At that point, it's too much. You're not supposed to be scared of them. They're supposed to be enticing. Whenever they look like they're defensive mechanisms, because the amount of movement that they've got going on is too much. At that point, you've gone too far. You've dug too deep. You've bounced too much. You've bounded your last bound and scared away everyone who would have loved your booba. Like, it's... I get where it's at, and people have a lot of movement. It's whatever. I get it. I understand. I know what you're doing. I see what you're doing. I see what you're doing. But there's a line. A lot of people have crossed that line, and not by a single step. Not by 2 steps. They treated it like it was the long jump at the Olympics, and they said, I'm going as far as I can get over that line. And it's wild out there. Absolutely wild. I would like to see, like, honestly, I would really like to see it wrap back around to a stage where it is more natural. Like, I would love for them to really, really dig in and be like, how can I make these flow in like a really natural way? Rather than just going for more movement, more badar. More booba move, more they love booba. Like, I really want, like, I think the tools are out there. If the time is spent on it, you can really get something that, like, and I think that would look much better. That would stand out more and would really, really add something to a character in a V2 model. Then just putting the swirly black and white swirl on the front of each booba and being like, all right, I'm going to start talking now, and you're going to get hypnotized because it's going to start swirling around. I think for me, expression is more important. Yeah, for sure. There's definitely a lot of people who just put a lot of draw on, like, oh, if my booba's moving around, they're gonna stay, and it does work on some people. Probably a lot more than I would like to say it works on. And I understand what they're doing. I get it. I understand, but not my preference. Not what I would like to see. But I'm not who they're trying to draw in. Like 0% am I the person they're trying to draw in with that. They're like, Kashi's not big man money bags throwing out subs all day. I have no care what he thinks about my booba physics. 0%. They don't care. But that's okay. Everybody gonna do what they want to do, how they want to do it. Is what it is. How's your head tilt angles? I mean, they're good. You can definitely tilt the head around. I did have to limit a little bit of my left and right head movement because there's with the hair that I'm using, there's like a weird clipping issue. Like it'll poke out the sides if I can if I look down and turn my head too far to the left or the right. And I'm not talking about like right there, like I'm talking like further towards the back. Like it just like blonk, pokes my skull out of the back side. And I'm like, oh, that's not good. That's weird fleshy bits out from behind the hair. So there's a little bit of a clipping issue. So I've limited how far to let me turn my head. But the angles are good. I feel like they're enough that I can like get movement and like all of that out of it without going too crazy, which I think is good. Like I need the movement, but I don't want it to be so much like, unless my model's so advanced that I can fully do a 360 turnaround and it'll keep up with that. No, I don't need to go in too far. Because I feel like at that point the face usually starts looking a little weird past a certain point anyways. So ooh. All is good. This is going to be a 3-hour chatting stream. Granted, the Twitch world's going to think that I was playing Peak for like an hour and a half. Oops. But yeah. Talking a lot today. But I guess whenever I decided I wasn't going to do Pokemon, just, you know, did that. Earlier I was talking about figuring out doing Nuzlockes for the later generation games because they don't handle encounters the same way. And I was talking about getting into VGC whenever Pokemon Champions comes out this year at some point. Okay. And go do what you need to do. Sorry, just drinking a little water there. I have to get my shots tomorrow. I'll be real excited whenever that's done. Done and over with. At least on like a weekly basis. Like if I have to get it every once in a while, it's not so bad. But like the weekly upkeep is just it's just so draining. Just so draining. I'll get past it though. But yeah, the whole like the Pokemon thing is gonna be weird. Like I'm really hoping the Nuzlocke community has like given time to sit down and think on this and be like, you know what? This works and this is really good and this is there we go. But I don't know if that's actually going to be good or not, or if I'm going to have to come up with another way of just like randomizing for myself, because like the current randomizer that I've tried to use before just doesn't work. It just doesn't. Like, does it work on the front end? Yes. Does it look at what's there and randomize a roll and say this Pokemon exists here, go get it? Yes. It doesn't have good blocks in place for like you can't even access this area, so these Pokemon actually aren't available. Like it'll give me, like I was saying earlier, like it gives me a mon that like I can't get easily. It's like, oh, go to this area that like the Pokemon are X number of levels above you. It's not going to be easy. They're going to knock out your Pokemon just trying to get over there because they're going to be attacking you. If you run into a trainer, it's going to be bad, like really bad. And then who knows if it even shows up? Who knows? It just may not even show up. It just may not even show up at all. Nope. Because I've spent hours looking for Toadscroll. Toadschool? Yeah, Toadschool. And I'm like, I mean, I could use it. Be cool. If it doesn't spawn. Am I just stuck here? I think it was like my second or third Pokemon. It was what was that? So I was like, I don't have a Pokemon to safely get me there. I don't have a Pokemon that can like fight that Mon at the level that it is. I'm not even sure if I can get over there. Got over there. I was like, okay. Can I get it to spawn? No. Great. Sucks. And then I was like running into Mons that I could barely see or that were like popping up in front of me. Like as I was walking past the spot and I'm like stuck in a battle. And I'm like, I might lose my Mon because I'm fighting something that's 20 levels higher than me because I don't want to even be over here, but here we are. So I definitely need to figure out like another better system to handle that. If I can do that, I think I can do it. I think I could probably go through with it. There's definitely some like hard fights in there that'll be rough to go through, but there's a lot of tools, and I think that'll be one of the next ones that I'll really. Oh, I just thought about gimmicks. Oh, I just thought about the fact that I'm gonna have to do Sword and Shield gimmicks, which means I'm gonna have to deal with Gigantamax. And that sounds really scary for Nuzlocke, because they're just going to have a big guy suddenly. And if I don't do my big guy properly, then... Granted, though, if I figure it out, yeah, I might just be able to be like, I know how to use my big guy better than you know how to use yours. But then again, big guy's like, it's like 3 turns or something. I think Gigantamax is like 3 turns. So like that makes it rough to be like, when do I use mine? I need to be able to sweep. Do I need to use it on my sweeper? Or do I need to like, am I going to have to literally like never rely on Gigantamax the entire time through the game? And just have to like deal with a big guy every once in a while? Because that might be a thing. I don't even know how the calcs work for that too. Because that like, oh man. I'm sure the calcs have something for that by this point, but like that's going to be a thing for sure. Huh. Yeah, Gigantamax doesn't sound fun. In a world of Nuzlocke, Gigantamax does not sound like the funnest thing ever. I'm trying to think. So like, I think one of the other ways that I saw people talking about doing random encounters was to use the little like dens. I think are they dens or caves or whatever? Like the random Pokemon that would show up, and you would have like the multiplayer battle with it. And like I get it, but I also feel like that's so unreliable, right? Like, who knows what you're getting at that point? Like, I'm not trying to randomizer my run in like a degree that's like, oh, well, you got a Gen 1 starter. Ooh, yay! What's the next one I got? Oh, Caterpie. Caterpie's not even in this area. Now there's this thing. Why'd I get this? And they're like, that randomizer rolls. That's how it goes. I'm not trying to get like that level. Like I enjoy trying to work with like the limitations of the Pokemon in the area, and I like trying to work with Duclazing, and I like to work with you know, I feel like those are fun limitations. I feel like every time I've seen a randomizer run, it varies so, like, well, that's not a randomizer. I know, but I always see so many god Pokemon and incredibly good Pokemon coming through. Like, yeah, you get some bad ones from here and there, but it's not too often you're stuck with a bunch of Pokemon that, like, are completely unusable the whole way through your randomizer run. Usually I see randomizers and they're just dead up. Like, oh, I got Arceus and Groudon and whatever on my team, and I'm like, jeez. I see you bigger now. I'm on PC. I was on mobile just now. Oh. Well, welcome back to your computer, Rissa. I'm your local shark AI. No. Yeah, welcome back. I'm just talking about Pokemon Nuzlocke BSery that I'm worried about, because Gen 5 is coming up. I'm being suggested to play Gen 5's Black and White and his Black and White 2, because they're different. So I will have 2 games to go through for that, and then I'm going to be on Sword and Shield and Scarlet and Violet, which are going to be, they're just going to be hard to figure out the Nuzlocke rules and stuff that I want to use for that, you know. I don't remember anything for Black and White for some reason. I've not even played it. This is another set of series I haven't played. So, like, I'm going to be coming in fresh, and I know they're not easy. I think the regular Black and White's not too high on the difficulty list, but I think Black and White 2 are regarded as one of the harder ones to Nuzlocke. Now we've been through Platinum, which I'm very happy that we got through Platinum, because Platinum's definitely a tough one. But I know these are going to be tough to go through. Like, they're gonna be hard when we get to 2 for sure. I'm sure I played it. And that's just how it goes, right? Like, if it just wasn't super memorable, it wasn't super memorable. I mean, I've also got, like, I was talking about this earlier, that whenever I played Gen 3 for the first time, I played it on Omega Ruby, and it looks so much like X and Y because it is, like, with 6th gen graphics and rules and everything, that, like, I confuse the places and they meld together, and I'm like, was this route there? I was like, what is it? What stuff is actually there? So I know, is that Gen 3 or 6 or what? So, like, I don't know. Like, I don't know that I really see much from Black and White being talked about either. You know, like, I'm not much from the starters or the legendaries, or, like, what was going on competitively at that time. Like, Gen 5 is just like it's like a black hole for Pokemon, right? At least, like, as far as, like, I'm concerned. Like, it just feels like that's how it's kind of come across. There's just like a bunch of information that just nobody talks about it. I hear it every once in a while brought up as, like, oh, it's this kind of game, or, like, you know, it's really good, really bad, whatever, blah blah blah, like that sort of thing. But, like, it never details. Never like super specific stuff. Maybe I didn't play Black and White. Black and White is the Tepig, Oshawott, Snivy start. Unova region with like Zekrom and wait, is it Zekrom? Or am I thinking? Yeah, no, I think it's like Zekrom and Reshiram. And I should know these Pokemon. Why do I? Can't remember what the other one's name is. Wait, did it have Reshiram? Yes, Reshiram, Zekrom, Victini. Yeah. So yeah, those are from that one. And like the only other reason you would have had those is if you played later gens and like did like DLC stuff to get earlier gen mons like that. So like for sure you've either played Black and White or Black and White, like Black 2, White 2. But like that's from what people have been telling me is like a completely separate game. Like it's a sequel, not like a. It's not like Omega Ruby where it's the same game but redone. It's like a separate game entirely. So maybe you've played one or the other, maybe? Do you remember using or choosing those starters? Forgettable. Totally forgettable. Snivy was just the serpent. It's like, okay. Oshawott turns in... I don't know what he turns into. I know what he turns into. I know it's Samurai. I just don't know what Samurai technically is. It's probably like a seal or something, if I had to guess. And then Tepig got a lot of hate. Tepig got a lot of hate. Like a lot of hate. I don't feel like it's like that bad of a Pokemon. And like the design's not terrible or anything like that, but like I just know from what I've seen and heard, like Tepig has like received a lot of hate. So I mean, who knows? Maybe you got them and was like, I'm not attached to this at all. Put it in the box. Like, I also don't know like what the lineup is for Gen 5. Like what Pokemon were in that game. Because I think Black and White is... I could be wrong on this. This is me trying to remember little facts that I've read here and there. I think Black and White is strictly Gen 5 Pokemon. Like they tried to like really like shove out the previous gens and say Gen 5 Pokemon only. So I don't know what that pool is. Black 2, White 2, they reopened the floodgates and put the Pokemon back in. I believe that's how that went. I could have it wrong and or slash backwards, but I believe that's how that went. So, I mean, it's possible you just had better stuff and you just traded them out, you know? Especially depending on your starter, because I think, like Tepig gives you firefighting, which can very well be useful. I think I'm probably going to start Tepig on mine. But I mean, like, Oshawott gives you water. Always abundant. Always incredibly abundant. Snivy gives you grass. It's grass. I think I played Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire, but skipped Black and White. How did... I mean... Okay, so maybe. Because that was a 6th gen, so maybe it had, like, extra DLC and stuff that you were able to, like, get those. Which would make sense. That would at least make sense. Omega Ruby, Alpha Sapphire... was, I've played them so close together, my starters are all mixed up. Yeah, Groudon and Kyogre. I remember the box kids. It's the starters that I'm like, am I gonna sound like an idiot whenever I say the starter and I'm wrong? So I think Mudkip, Torchic, and I don't think it was Grookey with that one. What? Oh, it's Trico. Yeah. Trico, Torchic, Mudkip. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, and so Torchic. Yeah. I got Mudkip for mine, but that was kind of like a power move because the typing and strength of that mon is wild. Also, I like the way it looks. I maybe just like the way it looks a little bit. I think Marshtomps are really cool. Torchic's good though. I think Blaziken's also a good Pokemon. But yeah. So like I'll have those to go through, and then I'm gonna have to really like sit down and figure out how I'm gonna do like my limitations for catching mons and Sword and Shield and in Scarlet and Violet. That's gonna be a time. The new gen games do not make it easy. I'll get it figured out though. I'll figure out something. I might like if I don't see online that the community has really come up with like a really good way to do this, I might have to come up with my own method. And it'll be better than all of their stupid methods, and everybody's gonna be like, oh, from now on everybody's gonna use the Mr. Kashi Nuzlocke method for randomizing Pokemon on routes on new gen Pokemons. Yeah, that's gonna be how good it is. It's gonna be so good. It's gonna be such a good idea. Yeah, I don't know what I'm gonna do for it. I'll figure out something for sure, because I'm not gonna get through 7 generations of Pokemon in Nuzlocking and then just go, I can't do the new ones. That's too bad. Like I'm not gonna go do Legends. I'm not gonna Nuzlocke Legends. I don't like the idea of Nuzlocking a real-time battle system where just like sometimes they just do wonky physics things and sorry, lost your Pokemon. Oh, they're invincible. Dumb stuff like that. Not doing that. And I think that is a perfectly fine personal level of I ain't doing it, if you ask me. Yeah. I think... Oh, goodness. I think I might call it here shortly. I've been talking straight for 3 hours, and I'm really starting to feel the I've been talking straight for 3 hours portion. So I'm gonna wrap up a little bit. We won't be raiding out because I have to be able to pull up my browsers and do all that stuff, and it lags everything out right now. So we're not gonna raid out. My apologies. For upcoming streams this Friday, we're going to do Split Fiction with Heckin' Sleepy, my friend. We're going to start that, so that'll be good fun. Tomorrow will be no stream, because that'll be allergy shot day, so I will be a dead corpse in my home for a night. after Friday, we will see when Sleepy will be available again to continue more Split Fiction, because I don't think we're going to get it done in one run by any means, like one stream. I will figure out when we're starting Pokemon for Black and White. I think we're going to do White version for the first one. Next week we can do Dragon Wilds. Ooh, good. Okay, so we'll plan it for Dragon Wilds next week. You just let me know whenever you're going to be available. My only times I'm not going to be good next week, so that you know, it's going to be Thursday, because I'm a dead corpse. And Wednesday I already have the my bi-weekly with Faye on Wednesday, so any other day should be fine. Yeah, any other day should be fine. Yeah, we'll get Pokemon started, because we're making a lot of progress on that. I'm really happy with that. As much as I want to do readings, I don't know where I squeeze it in now. It might just be on hold for a little bit, to be honest. Unless I have a day I can't pull myself together to do Pokemon, or something doesn't pan through for Split Fiction, or maybe I could do it no, I don't want to do it before. I don't think I will ever want to do a reading stream before other content, because it usually will be louder, more upbeat content after the reading. And I don't want to put people to sleep and then yell in their ears. That would be bad. I feel like that's not good. I've also been full power, no shower on Hytale lately. I've been blasting through the content a bit too fast, so I'm gonna chill out with it. Yeah, I know I'm skipping it, and it's man, I tell you, I almost FOMO'd and bought it, and I was like, but they're playing it. I want to play it a little bit. But I know that I've done so much Minecraft recently that I can't. I wouldn't be able to stick with it. I would FOMO myself onto the game, be on there for a little bit, and be like, it's cubes haunting me in my dreams. So I will probably try out Hytale whenever they get a little more content in it, and it is Minecraft adjacent. Yeah, I know it's different. I know it's different, and they're doing other stuff with it, and they will come out with more things. I think whenever they do that, that'll be the perfect time for me to actually get into it, whenever there's actually more mainline story-ish content built into the world. Until then, it's a little too close to just Minecraft build a thing, and I've done a lot of that, so I have to give that a little bit of a rest for myself. But I'll get into it at some point. I think that'll be a definite for the future. Yeah, man. I've been watching people play freaking Zomboid, and I'm waiting for that to go on sale again at some point. I don't even know if it's gonna be a game that I'm gonna get on and be like, yay, I really like this, or if I'm just doing that thing that I know I do, where I watch other people have fun play a game, and I'm like, that could be me. I could be the one having fun playing the game. And I just, but I don't know. It's that kind of semi-realistic, monotonous, go out and find stuff to fix the car so you can drive the car. Go read books so you can increase your reading skills so you can learn more stuff. And I'm like, ooh, yay, dumb stuff. So I might stream that at some point in the future, but that's ultra super tentative. Maybe not. I'm still paying for our Minecraft server. Are you? So you should you should do something about that. You should do something about that for sure, because I don't think anybody's hopping on. That's something with some of my friends and stuff too, that we've played on when we do a 7 days, or Valheim and stuff like that. It's Okay, is it... We done? Does the server go down? Are we good? Okay. Turn it off now. So yeah, probably a good idea to get that closed out, I would say. I think it's had its time. And I doubt people are going, all right, shut down Hytale. We're going back to Minecraft. Probably not what's happening. So bummed out about our Valheim server and losing it. Yeah, that does suck. That does suck. I would say, so like, Valheim is one of those games that I don't mind starting over though. I've started over Valheim a number of times by this point because I think it's enjoyable. Last time I did, I didn't actually get to like the Firelands, which sucked. So I'm basically waiting for them to release their Frost Zone, and then I will be prepped and ready to play it again. But I love a good survival craft. I love a good survival craft, which is why I like zombie stuff too, which is why I want to do Zomboid. Because I also feel like Zomboid is like it's high tension in a different way, you know? It's more about being methodical about stuff than what it is like go out and hack and slash until the end of days, which can be fun. Don't get me wrong, but like I like to do methodical BS to like survive things and do things. So I think it'll be interesting for me to probably at least try it out. See who I can get into my chat to tell me how to play the game, because I know it's extensive. You know, you have to know things like, don't go outside when it's raining. You'll get wet. You'll get sick. You'll die. And I'm like, what? Can't touch the rain? I've been out in the rain before and just dried off. And they're like, well, how are you gonna dry off? And I go, oh, towel, hair dryer. Wash my clothes? What do you want from me? And they're like, no, you're stupid. You're stupid baby. I'm like, I'm a stupid baby. Oh, well, just like me, Ira. Rissa. You can't touch the rain and get sick like that. It's not good for you. You gotta calm down. But yeah, I think that's all that's coming up. Again, everything's very tentative with my schedule. I know I don't have a set schedule for when I stream, and it's basically just like Kashi kind of shows up around this time during the weekdays, and then on the weekend there's a chance he shows up around these times. I think the only thing that's static for me right now is like Thursday I am a dead corpse. I am not doing anything on that day for sure, and collab times that come up. Aside from that, it's just like a wild Kashi appears. It's a low chance. Not always there. So I apologize. I know people like schedules. I have not felt like I've had the time or awakeness to like be like, I for sure can make these days every time, every week. Maybe at some point I will get to that degree of like feeling better about things and being able to do that and get back on the drive with that. But for now, just as things happen, just keep an eye out. For any of you that are not in the Discord, mine is immensely low maintenance. Not much goes on in there. It's an easy way to get a notification if you want a notification whenever I do go live, or you know, just whatever you want to do. I have links for the Discord on all of my socials down below the stream, and if you do !mark Discord in the chat, you can go to that there. Outside of that, then we're gonna go ahead and call it for the night. Again, keep an eye out. We're gonna be doing our next Pokemon run soon. Split Fiction this Friday. Rissa, we're gonna be doing Dragon Wild's continuation next week at some point. And then I'm still gonna keep reading in mind. I don't know that I'm comfortable enough doing like singing or anything at this point, because again, the reading is supposed to be like my intro to that, and I have to find out what I'm doing with that. We'll get that figured out. Don't worry. That one's just like, that one's harder to fit in with everything else. But thank you all so much for hanging out today. Thanks for coming, for seeing Kashi V2. And thank you, Rissa, so much for gifting me this model and making it even possible for this to even be a thing. 100%. I really appreciate you a lot for that. It's really cool. It's been really, really cool to have this model. Yeah, I hope you all have yourselves a wonderful morning, afternoon, evening, or night, whatever the heck it is, wherever the heck you are, and I will catch you all later. Bye-bye. 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 No, it's doing the thing. It's making me look like a fool. I look like a fool. Bye-bye. 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 To all of you, goodbye.